Hey everybody, this is Heart, and I'm bringing you a walkthrough on how to get the Elite Challenge done on the Cayo Perico heist on Grand Theft Auto Online. Now this is the method that I use solo, but it does work for multiple players. As long as everybody is on the same page and you have a game plan, this exact strategy can work for more than one person. Before we get started, if you enjoy what you see, let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. It actually helps me grow as a new YouTuber. I definitely want to do this more, get more videos like this out there. And by you guys sharing, it actually helps me out a lot. Now what you see here is the setup screen for when I did the heist with a buddy of mine. I wasn't able to properly record the setup for the finale for the Cayo Perico heist. This is the exact same setup that we use every time we take on Cayo Perico. Nothing really changes from our end of it. This exact setup is actually the best for a solo player to do anyways. For the approach vehicle, you want to use the coveted. For the infiltration point and the compound entry point is going to be the drainage tunnel. The escape point you're going to want to use is the main docks. And personally, I use the time of day as night, only because for me it's easier to line up the headshots. Now as far as the weapon loadout, any weapon that you select will work, just as long as you purchase a suppressor to go with it. Now if you notice, we didn't hire any support crew, and we did all of the mandatory prep work for the exception of getting rid of the armors on the enemies. Now at the start of the mission, you're going to be underwater swimming towards the drainage tunnel. As long as you avoid the water mines, you'll be alright. They're very easy to navigate through. Just head forward, dodge if you need to. The requirements to get the Elite Challenge is to complete the heist in under 15 minutes, have a full loot bag, and have 0 hack fails. Now the key is to have a plan, to be fast but not to rush. Now at the first checkpoint, you're going to come to the drainage tunnel. This section is not too difficult. Just use your cutting tool. Go slow but not too slow. I've seen people do small little sections of the bars or completely do long sweeps until they cut the entirety of the bar. Now I haven't tried those methods, but looking at it, it tends to feel like that those eat up more time than they save. But the method that I use is I stop at each bar and I kind of develop a little muscle memory of when to flick the analog stick to get it to the next bar. When you're done with the gate, just swim to the end of the tunnel. Once you get to the end, press right to get to the next cutscene.
You know, I once knew an admiral who said that swimming through an undersea pipeline was closest he felt to inner peace. An interesting man. God rest.
Now when you finally make it inside the compound, this is when you have to use stealth to get through. Thankfully, even if you run, they won't notice you, as long as you stay out of their cone of vision. If you're doing this solo, don't worry about the key cards, you won't be able to use them. The key cards are if you have a second player along with you. Now this is where the weapon section comes into play. This is where you'll want the suppressors, as you'll be able to fire a couple of shots without being hurt. When you attack the guard, make sure you get a headshot, because that will be the guaranteed kill. You can aim for the body, but it'll require a few shots, and it might end up risking setting off the alarm. Now at time of recording, shooting the cameras doesn't affect it the same way as it did in the casino. From what I've done, you can shoot as many cameras as you like and it will not trigger any alarms. When you finally make it into the compound, you want to get the gate key from one of the guards. In order to cut from the office to the front gate very quickly, you need this key to get through. Now this is the most difficult part in the entire DLC, is when there's 2 guards and you have to take them out solo. If you're playing on assisted aim, this is actually very easy to do. But if you're playing on free aim, then depending on your skill, it might actually be easier for you to pull off.
road, ask the guard nicely for the key. If you are considering using the cliff as an escape route, I have done some calculations and you would have a better chance of survival running directly at the bullets.
When you finally find the gate key, that's when you need to head to the office. When you finally make it to the office, there will be 4 guards around the building. Those guys are very easy to take out. Just make sure that nobody else is watching when you do so. When you finally make it into the office, you actually have a couple of options here. First off, if there's an art here, take that. That'll get your bag halfway done. If there's no artwork in the office, that's fine. You can also go to the wall safe to the left of the fireplace to pick up some extra cash. Now, I've seen a lot of people have difficulty with the hacking minigame, and it's actually quite simple. As soon as you regain control, just go to the top of the fingerprint. Once you get to the top, just select the top of the thumbprint. Once you get that top portion done, just go down and move over to the right once. Just keep going down from the top to the bottom. For every one section you go down, you go one to the right. So if you go down 2 sections, you go to the right 2 sections.
Remember, we know from our little reconnaissance trip that there is a keypad in the office. Worth investigating. You have done it. Excellent. Now, get into the
Now, when you get to the vault, if you have the cutting tool, you do not need the bolt cutters to get in. The timing of this next section varies on what you are trying to steal. Thankfully, I was fortunate enough to get the bearer bond, so it was in the safe.
You remember the combination, yes? Do you see the bonds? You know, it is kind of us to be showing Mr. Rubio the flaws in his security. Again. Bad news. They have sealed the drainage pipe. You will need to look for another way out of there.
Now, once you leave the staircase to the office, just hang a right at this corner. When you get to the end of that section, just hang a left and you'll get to the gate. There'll be a guard on your left on the opposite end of the wall. Just shoot him through the bars. After you kill him, there should be another person walking through. You can either kill them or wait for them to pass by to get to the next checkpoint.
You like it, you take it.
Just so you know, any time that's spent in cutscenes is not included in your time with the heist. So if you spent 15 minutes doing everything, and 30 seconds of that 15 minutes was cutscenes, then your actual heist time was 14 minutes and 30 seconds. Now when you get here, you want to kill the guy that's on the bike. After you kill him, you want to get to the other two guys and kill them too. Remember to be fast with it if you're doing this solo.
Your chosen extraction point is on your GPS now. Main docks. Go.
Now after you take out the camera, you can hop on one of the bikes that's either to the left or the right of this gate. Now I prefer using the bikes because they're smaller, they can fit through the trees very easily, and they're not as loud so they won't reveal your location. Now this next part was my mistake. I was trying to see what the left side can bring. My recommendation, after you get through the gate, hang to the right of the road.
By the sounds of it, Mr. Rubio is getting back in his helicopter. Watch out!
As long as you stay hidden underneath the trees and bushes, boxes, or anything like that, even if you're inside the cone, Rubio will not be able to see you in his helicopter. Just wait for him to fly on before you continue on with the end of the heist. If you weren't able to fill up your loot bag back at the compound, this is the best place to get it done. There are plenty of warehouses and other areas that house the money in the island. Here are some more threats from Rubio. Just pay him no mind and try to get to the area for exfiltration.
That's the main dock. Can you see a boat you can use? It pays to be selective with your looting. If it is too heavy, it will slow you down, perhaps too much. So, how did our little water trick go down? Do the guards look distracted?
Now that you have your loot bag full, it's time to make your way out of the island. Just move over to the boat that's listed on your mini-map. Once you do finally make it to the boat, just hop into the driver's seat and just keep driving west. Now at this point I was caught, but surprisingly it didn't factor into the progression that I made for the Elite Challenge. At this point, once you finally get into the boat and you leave the island, just keep driving, and eventually you'll get to the end of the mission and they'll be able to give you your results. And as long as your run was similar to mine, those will be the results that you ended up getting. As you see, I got mine very close to the time limit. Now this is work consistent for me. I've done at least 3 heights and able to fulfill the Elite Challenge. And so I want to share this method with all of you guys. So what do you think about my player's guide for the Cayo Perico Heist? Let me know in the comments what you think. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe. It definitely helps me out. Thank you guys for stopping by. It was great having you here, and I'll see you on the next video.